All right, people. Next up, you're going to have Never Scared facing a team that went to the championship, the two-time defending runner-ups, Grindtime. Definitely, they're coming in with a chip on their shoulders. A lot of people even call Grindtime the new Buffalo Bills of football because they went to 2 consecutive chips and lost. They went out, and at the number 8 pick, they drafted Prince Mo, a former offensive player of the year. Tell me what you expect. They actually added Marquise. They added Prince, another super friend. Tell me what you think about this team coming
in. Prince Mo's a weapon. That's definitely, that's for sure. He is a lockdown defender, and he's also a guy who's more dangerous on offense than he is on defense. I've seen games where this man has been unguardable throughout the game. So this is a weapon that I don't believe Lou ever had before, at least at this caliber. So to add him at that to an offense where he scored so many touchdowns, I think he was second in scoring last year.
Yes, sir.
So to add him
and
to
MVP.
This, yes, MVP season, and to add him to this offense that's already. Let me step up. And to add him to this offense that's already dangerous, that is trouble for a lot of defenses. So they are definitely making improvements where I would say it's hard to say that they needed that much of an improvement, but let's just see how Lou is able to use Prince Mo, because when he gets into a rhythm with Prince Mo, I see them doing damage together throughout the season.
And then you got Never Scared, who got the number 1 pick overall. They drafted Travis number 1. He brought Tiki and Dave Legree with him. Unfortunately, Dave Legree and Travis will not be here this week. But Fred, top quarterback in the league, all-time touchdowns, one of the top 3 in the league. The guy is a great quarterback. Definitely a guy that you have to really worry about as far as touchdowns. And he got a chip on his shoulder, leading the league in touch and drops for 2 seasons in a row. And now you got 2 of the top receivers that just came off of a Super Friend Championship win at EHS. What do you expect to see from this team?
I see them having, more direction, especially on defense. Knowing that they have a coach with Tiki,
Yeah, that's another thing. I'm sorry. They added Tiki as a coach on Never Scared. So yes. Tiki joins that staff. Tiki, a primetime coach, helped primetime go to the Final Four, his first year in UFL. Now he's back coaching again with this Never Scared team. What you expect to see from him personally?
Like I was saying, I see him helping them more so on defense and offense. The one thing about their defense, they, have potential, but they weren't able to hold teams too much. And I think that them having better defensive structure, knowing that there's a coach kind of putting everything together, is going to help them improve that much. I think that that's going to be their biggest side improvement. On offense, I would think that when Travis, Dave Legree, Tiki on offense is helping them, add their Tiki expertise. The other Tiki that play with AFC. When they add them to this offense that had talent, but they just were inconsistent, leading the league in drops all season, I see them helping them, improve on that, being more focused on catching the ball and making plays. If they're able to do that, they're a team that can compete, and these are the games that they have to prove that. Yes, we said Travis and Dave is not here, but they have to show that right now they can hold it down offense and hold the ball for Fred. I think that's the main thing that they need on offense.
All right, so we're going to jump right into the game and see where we end up at. We're going to have Grindtime getting the ball. After hitting the first, Lou was blitzed by Pace. Lou just dodges him, throws a shot in the gap, who makes a nice catch for a decent gain. The question was this a tag?
If you look, it looks like Face got one hand on Lou. Lou was able to dodge him at the last second and get the ball off. That's a good way to see him, because that was an effective blitz. And And you know that Ricky back there is coaching Face on when to go on that blitz. And that was a good
also,
one.
yep.
Unfortunately for them, Lou was able to escape at the last second. Good effort, but Lou gets by with that one there.
2nd and goal. Lou finds Petty in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Davin gets the extra point. 7-0. Grindtime starts it off again.
And I believe that if Lou would have got sacked on that play there, it would have probably changed the whole offensive drive for them. Good thing for Lou to be aware and know exactly where Face is coming from when he needed to. He's able to keep the drive going, and eventually he's able to find Petty in front of the end zone. That's a way for a quarterback to stay focused even when the pressure's coming and finish off the drive with a score.
Fred is blitzed by Marquise, blocked by Ricky Lowe, and Fred throws a Quan in the gap for a decent game, picking up the first down. Next play, Fred gets blitzed and sacked by Prince. This is why they brought Prince. Prince is, don't mistake this guy's height. He has speed and he has power. So he can get an interception just as much as he can come and blitz the quarterback and make a sack, and he makes a big play there. 2nd down, Fred hands the ball to Quan, who runs in the gap for a decent game. 4th and goal, Fred finds Quan in the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, having that corner never shifts over, leaves him open. 7-6, Never Scared scores.
And Quan is one of the pickups that the Never Scared made in the offseason. Already showing, some contribution to the offense, making that touchdown pass. I believe in this drive he had 3 passes, getting into 3 big passes, helping them drive down the field and get into the end zone. So he's becoming a weapon for Fred, a consistent one. And if he's able to keep playing like that, Fred is going to keep going to him. You see that early, he's able to get to him, get with him to the score.
After getting the first down, Fred is blitzed by Face, throws it to Davin in the back of the end zone, knocked away. 3rd down, Lou throws to Davin wide open in the back of the end zone. Davin makes a great catch, stays inbounds for the touchdown. If you look here, the safeties never pick him up. It gets the extra point. 14-6. Grindtime scores again.
And Davin looks like he's running around unguarded on plays like this. This Never Scared defense has to know where this guy is. It's the second. First of all, he was able to get the extra point. Obviously, you don't kill yourself because he's able to do that. But now you see him making big plays like this, and that's because the safeties are not communicating, putting them out to each other, but nobody goes to pick him up. What is this defense doing? That was too easy a touchdown to give Lou and Davin here. They have to make a better effort to communicate, because they didn't. That left Davin open for the score there.
Next drive, Never Scared is going to make a mistake and go 4-0 as the runner can realize and pass the first. 2nd down, Fred throws a nice in the gap for a decent gain. 3rd down, Fred on 4 rush, throws the face in the middle. Hit by Mijo, incomplete. Never Scared is going to have fun. This is why they got Mijo. Mijo's one of the all-time best givers in the league. He's able to get a hand up, make a huge play, force him to stop, and they can have fun.
And I believe that because they didn't have the first down to have cushion on this offense, they had to get some big yardage on this play here. And that was a mistake early in the drive. And because of that, that was less downs for them to play with, less yardage for them, less of the field for them to work with. So at the end of the day, they kind of threw their momentum off with not having the first down there. And Micho with a big tip on that 3rd down play. Like you said, that's exactly why they have him. This is what he does. He adds that, getting in the quarterback's eyes and getting these tip passes here that causes them to lose downs. Great effort for him on defense, forcing the punt there.
3rd down, after 2 short passes, Lou throws the ball in the gap for a nice game, picking up the 1st down. I think the guy named is Mace, hopefully I'm saying it right. A linebacker caught watching the quarterback. You can't do that with Lou. Lou's one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in the pocket because his ability to move and manipulate the defense. And we already know the stuff that Bo can do and make him pay with this big play. 2nd down, Lou is blitzed by Ricky. Throws a Davin in the gap, who runs out of bounds for a decent gain, stopping the clock. If you look here, Kamal gets caught as he cuts back inside. Davin is a playmaker. He is another weapon that's going to take this Grindtime to the next level. 3rd down, Lou finds Prince Mo in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Face never calls him out from the sideline, and Prince Mo is able to score. Vic gets the extra point, 21-6, taking us into the half. But if you think about this drive, you have Bo get involved, you have Davin get involved, and you have their number 8th pick in the drive, Prince Mo getting involved. That is a lot of firepower. Grindtime picks up where they left off last season, being able to score, and they're up 21-6 going into half.
And right here, this is just their secondary not communicating. You can't not know where Prince Mo is on the field. You got to know exactly where he's at all times. Somebody got to be spying him all the time when they're on defense. If not, he's going to get open and make plays like this. Lou is definitely going to find him. So because they're not communicating, they were able to score before the half was over. They stopped this play, they're up in the half. They did not do that because of the lack of communication. So they got to fix that in the second half. They were able to score 2 times because the secondary was not communicating. They got to fix that. So on offense, they were able to score once. They need to pick that up. They're showing that they're able to score, but I don't think it is enough. I think that Fred, obviously he has to throw over Mijo, so somebody has to stay short and give him a consistent target to help him move the ball. It's not a situation with them dropping the ball. It's just them lacking to move the ball in the first half. They have to step it up in the second.
I'm Grindtime. We've been to 2 championships in a row. We know what the regular season is all about. This team is missing 2 of their top players, and they're in our division. We're trying to come away with a win, for we don't have to worry about it later. Yes, they don't got their full squad. We don't care. We're going to beat them down without their guys. We'll take the win however we get it. We had the ball 3 times. We scored 3 times. That is what our offense is all about. We have the league and the league reigning MVP at quarterback. We have a former offensive player of the year at wide receiver and safety. And we have an all-star in both. We have a lot of weapons on the team. Ivan is already showing he's going to be another weapon. We're trying to get in, get out with a quick blowout. We're going to jump into the second half. Fred is blitzed by Prince. Fred throws Saquon in the gap for a short game. If you look here, BT's flag for holding, 10 yards, we played it down. Second half, the short pass, Fred with a quick hikes and throws a Kamar open in the middle of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, the defense is caught off guard, and that's going to hurt them, and they're able to score.
With the quick hike, Grindtime got to know to get back on the line and get back on defense. I don't know what they were doing. They weren't paying attention, knowing that Fred could hike it at any given time. They got to know that they've been in the league a little too long for them not knowing that, and because of that, Fred is able to catch them off guard. They stay on defense, they probably be able to stop them from scoring here, but because they don't, they allow them to come right back into this game with a quick score to Jamal without him being guarded. That's just a lapse in focus right there. They can't afford to have that happen again.
On the extra point, you're going to have Fred mix a throw to Quan. It's going to be Pablo picked up by Prince, who runs it all the way to the end zone for the 2-point conversion. This is why they got, if I made it a sack earlier, I takes the extra point back for 2 points for an interception. He's a playmaker. I know everybody got lost in Prince mode, but they got a guy named Prince Plain, and this guy makes plays too. Great play by him there.
And this was, like I said, they gave up the touchdown, but this kind of helps alleviate the pain that they gave away with that touchdown, with that big defensive play, getting the 2-point conversion. This gives them the score of 23-12. So now they're up by 11 when they could have been up by 9. This would have been a closer game, but those 2 points kind of help extend the score and the lead for Grindtime.
It is 23-12 right now, Grindtime. After getting the first down, Lou with 2 passes on the sideline for a decent game. 4th down at the 20. Lou on 4 rush, rolls right, throws the E-Rock in the gap, off target, picked off by Ra-Ra, who runs it all the way back to the end zone for the touchdown. They score again they're able to score on a pick 6, 23-18. Never Scared gets back in the game.
Who says we need the offense to put up points? The defense is stepping up, giving them 6 points of their own. And this play right here, because they had Lou under pressure on this play, Lou forced to get the ball off a little too early. It's off target, and Ra-Ra is able to read the play, pick it off, run it all the way back for the score. A huge play by this Never Scared defense. This could have been a game that was put away But because they're able to do this, they're still in the game right now with the score of 23-18.
After getting the first down, Lou throws to E-Rock in the gap. That's going to be dropped. Next play, Lou's going to make a throw again here. That's going to be dropped. Third down, Lou's blitzed and sacked by Mace. Getting through Petty on the block. Grindtime has to punt. First of all, Petty shouldn't be blocking. That's not what he does. Lou gets sacked, and now Never Scared stops Grindtime on back-to-back drive. Great play by them there.
And this is the defense that I was talking about, that Tiki's going to communicate with them and make sure that they play. That's exactly what they're doing. They kind of was shaky in the first half, but they come out fighting in the second half with a pick six and a stop. This is what they need to keep their offense alive. So this is not something that they had always consistently last season, but now they have focus on defense. They're able to play big and get another stop.
Fred with 2 passes to Tiki in the gap for a decent game, getting him near the 50. Last down, Fred is blitzed by Prince. With the block by Ricky, Fred just gets the ball off, throws it to Kamal in the gap, off target, incomplete, end of the game. Grindtime comes away with the close win, 23-18.
And this is way for Grindtime. One thing I can say is hats off to this Grindtime offense. Their defense was able to seal away the game in that last drive. It was a little close. It was a little shaky with them giving away that pick six, with them giving away possession with that stop. But their defense was able to stay focused and make that stop. Never Scared to have the opportunity to come back and have a chance to win, but they shut that down early with this defense. Hats off to them. They're the ones that helped win this game when it could have went the other way.
I disagree. I think Grindtime has a problem. They don't know how to put games away. You've seen them do it against IOD in the championship. They let IOD come back. They finally got into the game against Rep City, but it was already too late as it waited until like the last drive or the second last drive to finally score a touchdown. Grindtime has to learn to put games away early and keep it that way. Hopefully that's what Prince Mo bring. But the problem with that is Prince Mo's a quiet guy. Prince Mo is like Kawhi Leonard. That's his game. Quiet. He's going to do what he does on the field by leading. He's not really a loud guy. Well, that was the issue with this team since Jalen left to go to school. Now, I was told that they're going to be getting Jalen back, and Jigga's a good leader. They need an offensive guy. They need a guy with experience, and I think it has to be Prince Mo, but that's not his game. Just like you're not going to get Kawhi to rah-rah the crew. They have to get Jalen back as soon as possible, and Jig got to get to these guys. Listen, we got to put games away, and they got to get Yomi help. He's the main guy. He's a veteran. He's been through it all. They need him on the field. If I'm Grindtime, I'm a little concerned, but I'll take the win. Never Scared. Listen, Never Scared played well enough to win this game.
Yeah.
I love the job Tiki did on his defense. I love the job Ed made as rotating guys on offense, knowing that Travis and Dave LeGreek wasn't here. Once them two guys get here, a lot of things can change, and I do believe they also have Chris with them.
Yeah.
So they got a kick returner and a guy who can play offense and can play some defense. This team is going to be dangerous. They come away with a loss, but they're able to jump back into the game, and they just lose this game. If I'm Never Scared, I'm not concerned. I'm okay. I'll take this loss.
I mean, I would say that the offense kind of was left lacking, in my opinion, because they didn't do the only reason why the game was close is because their defense got that pick six and kept them in the game. The offense kind of they started okay towards they only scored 6 points in the first half.
Right.
They only scored 6 in the second half.
They scored right away when they got the ball in the second half.
Yeah. But my thing is, was that enough, in my opinion? There are opportunities in a couple of these drives to score and come back in this game. They did it. So will these guys that's coming up, will they be enough to help them with this offense, step it up? That remains to be seen. But at the end of the day, these are small problems that they have. They were shaking offense, but maybe it was because they're short staffed. But I like this game from them. They fought throughout. On defense, they stayed in the game. They made some big plays. On offense, I'm not going to say that they were the best, but they showed potential to be better. So all I'm doing is I'm waiting and reserving judgment for the next game when all of these guys are here and see how they play and see how they execute. And maybe this vision that I have for this team will be one that's going to come to fruition next week. We'll just have to wait and see.
All right, we're going to wrap this game up with Grindtime coming away with the win 23-18. We're going to be right back. Next and last game up is going to be Sharks versus Blackout. Sharks are coming off of a loss to the Gators, where they had Akon throwing. Akon was able to throw 5 touchdown passes. Unfortunately, it was in the loss. And then you have Blackout, who makes their debut in the UFL. First time ever this team has been in, similar to Sharks making their debut last week. And Blackout lets out a guy I like to call Alex Mahomes. And I call him that because he can run like Mahomes. Not a big runner like Shannon or Ramsey, but the guy has the ability to run, but the ability to make all types of throws from any angle with his arm, and a strong arm. That's what I think this team brings. But more importantly, they bring that Blackout defense, led by Mike, led by their draft pick, Kenny. This team, Mike can pressure the quarterback. Kenny puts everybody in position. Stone is an awesome coach. This team has weapons. The only problem with this team is, one, they're playing on the road. 2, they could get a little bit out of hand, rah-rah. They show a lot of emotion, and that could be concerning as far as the curse rule goes. What do you expect to see from this team?
What I see Blackout doing in this league is I see them with the mentality of they're coming to run through everybody. That's the mentality that I see from Blackout. That's the type of vibe I get from them. They're trying to run through everybody. They're trying to show that, yes, this is their first time in this league, but this is going to be their year to run through and take everything for themselves. They're showing that they're the best. They're trying to show that they're the best team in the league. That it remains to be seen that they will be, but they have the ability to do so. It's all about them executing, but they're going to show on the field, in my opinion, that they are the best team to beat right now.
Sharks are not going to have Akon today, so they go with Stevie at the starting quarterback. We're going to jump into the game. Second down, Stevie is blitzed and sacked by Mike. We talked about Mike early in the game. The guy's known to being a little bit of an edgy player. Not coming in this season doing that, playing his role, playing straight aggressive, and he comes away with a huge sack here. Third down and 4 where Steve throws the pop, opening the gap, off target, incomplete. Sharks have to punt. I think it was led by Mike Sack.
I believe this was a while since Stevie played in this league. So I don't think that he was prepared for the 4 rush and the blitz. That came out of nowhere. Mike came out of nowhere. Right when the blitz was called, he came right in and made that sack. Now, Stevie has to know that somebody could come from anywhere. So I think that threw his drive all over the place. I think that just threw off his tempo, and because of that, they weren't able to be successful in their first drive, and that leads to them punting the ball.
Alex is going to get the ball. He's going to throw deep to Brandon in the gap, almost picked off by Mo. Third down with blocking from Ruben and Shaq. Alex throws the ball to Lucas, cutting in the gap for a nice gain, getting them a first down. Second down after a short pass, Alex with blocking from Shaq goes left and throws to Meek, cutting in the back of the end zone. Meek makes a great catch for the touchdown. If you look here, Mo guards him well, but it's a great throw by Alex to get the touchdown. And first of all, let's look at what Meek does after the touchdown. This is the love. He goes and he goes after the kids in a play after this great celebration. This is what we love to see. Now let's get with the play. This is what I'm talking about. Alex Mahomes. Did you see this throw? A lot of quarterbacks can't make this throw. Meek knew his quarterback can get him the ball at any time. He makes a play. Great pitch and catch here. They score.
Right. First of all, what a great throw by Alex, putting it right where Meek can get it, and Meek extending his body to get that ball. Great catch. This was just a great play overall. I can't get mad at the defense on this play, but Mo this is some karma right here. He didn't catch that pick early in the beginning of the drive, and because of that, he gets a big catch on him. Not his fault, but if he would have caught that pick, this was going the other way. None of this would have happened. And I like that play. That situation right after was Meek. And I don't think that he was going to celebrate. I think that he has 2 jobs right now. He's watching his kids and playing the game. So that's a man that's on his business and on his fatherly duties at the same time. What a way to focus on both and still able to make some great plays on the field.
So pretty much handling his business while he's handling his business.
Exactly.
All right. Stevie's going to get the ball. He's going to get blitzed and sacked by Mike. Again, Mike's 2nd sack in the game. This guy is bringing pressure. Definitely like an Aaron Donald, bringing the power, bringing the pain. And if you look here, up to open the gap. Stevie didn't have time to get him the ball. 2nd down, Stevie throws some more, cutting in the gap for a nice game. 2nd down, Stevie throws a 0 in the gap and runs for a nice game, picking up the 1st down. 2nd down, Stevie was blocking from Speedy and Nines. Stevie finds Ed open in the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Ed cuts in the corner, cuts from the corner, nobody picks him up, and they're able to get the touchdown. Ed gets an extra point, 7-6, sharp strike right back.
And finally, somebody's able to protect Stevie. You see what happens when he has some protection? He's able to have time and find Ed in the end zone. Able to block and give Stevie time, and he's able to find Ed, and now they're up 7-6.
Alex is going to get the ball. He's blitzed by Brett. Goes to Brandon, open in the gap, who runs it to the 15-yard line as Speedy comes with the hit at the end of the play, 1st down. This is why they got Brandon, former UFL Offensive Player of the Year. The guy makes plays. If you find him, he can make yards after the catch. Great play there. 3rd down, Alex on 4 rush, throws to Brandon on the sideline. Brandon makes a nice catch, stays in bounds, get him to the 3-yard line. You can't tell me Alex doesn't like having a small guy like Brandon. Mr. Killer B makes 2 big plays. 4th and goal, Alex finds Brandon wide open in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, nobody was on the sideline. 12-7, Blackout takes the lead again. Alex got a new toy, finds Brandon, and uses him the whole drive for the touchdown.
And the funny thing is, you would think that he's going to use Kenny as that new toy, but you haven't really heard from Kenny. Kenny's in the background, doing his job on defense, not necessarily asking for the ball, but as you see, the killer right here is getting the ball consistently. Now he's in the game. They got to watch out for him because this whole drive was just Brandon, nonstop, and they're able to score with him here.
Stevie's going to go deep to Mo, open on the sideline for a big gain and a 1st down. If you look here, Mike never sees Mo as he cuts behind. This has to be a darn dime. Now, definitely, it doesn't always have to be a touchdown pass. That is a great pitch and catch from Stevie to Mo. This is why they drafted him. This is why they wanted Mo. And Mo's making a play. Mike can't guard him, and they make him pay for it.
And the thing about Mo is, on every play, this man moves at 100 miles an hour. He's hungry for that ball. And you want that play out there. You got to give him the ball whenever he can. Because right now, he's finding ways to get it regardless of what the defense puts on him. And Stevie has to keep connecting and feed him the ball because he's looking good out there right now.
3rd down, after 2 short plays, Stevie on 4 rush finds Mo in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. If he gets the sack on the extra point, but it's 13-12. Sharks take the lead. If you look here, Mo runs to the back of the end zone, then cuts back inside. Nobody picks him up, and that's a touchdown. So similar to Alex using Brandon on the drive, Stevie used Mo on the drive to get them the lead right back.
And the thing about that is, like I said before, your defense has to know exactly where Mo is on the field. It's just like in the last game when I talked about Prince Mo, that you got to know where everybody got to know where he's out on the field. Mo is that guy that you got to know where he's at on the field. If you don't, he is going to kill you. And you see that in this drop here. On this one, nobody picks him up as he goes right into the back of the end zone and cuts right back inside. He's fast enough to do that. You don't see him coming, he's going to kill you, and that's exactly what happens here.
Alex is going to throw the Shaq in the gap for a decent game, picking up the 1st down. Shaq catch the ball. Is not really known doing that, but we'll take it. 2nd down, Alex throws to Brandon in the gap, getting him to the 5-yard line. But Brandon is called for cursing. 15-yard penalty. Time is going to run out evidently, and Blackout can't score, taking us into the half. 13-12, Sharks with the lead.
And that's the one. Okay, with the weapon that you get with Brandon, these are things that you're gonna get from Brandon as well. Little things like that. He gets too hype in the game, and he caused the opportunity for them to take that. That was an opportunity for them to score, but because they were pushed all the way back, that opportunity was taken away just by one mistake made by Brandon. But he is killing out there. They have to find a way to stop this man. Otherwise, it's gonna be over quick because Alex is gonna keep going after him in this game. That offense is looking good right now. It's only 12.
13-12.
It's only 12-13, but I see more of this happening if this Sharks defense does not guard Brandon, because Alex is looking for him and he's finding him constantly, and that is why the game is so close right now.
If I'm the Sharks, I'm not concerned. We got Stevie throwing. He's our backup quarterback. He already scored twice after having to punt our first possession. Now, we know this Blackout team is going to score, but we feel like we could put points on them. So at the end of the day, if it calls for a shootout, then let's get our guns ready. It is what it is. We have most of our guys hurt. Luckily, we got Herbie now in the organization, on the team. It's going to take time, but once we get our mojo, we're going to be a very dangerous team. We're going to jump into the second half. Lucas dropped the throw off at the 10-yard line. Alexander blocked it from Shaq. Throws the Mace in the gap for a big game, picking up the first down. If you look here, Speedy lets him go at the last second. Mace is another weapon on this offense. And definitely Alex is going to find everyone. Alex is going to roll right. Blitz by Pratt. Throws to Brandon in the gap. Almost picked off by me. Third down, Alex will block it from Shaq. Throws to Brandon open in the middle for a nice gain. If you look here, Pratt helps rush in, leaving Brandon open, and Alex finds him. Tell me Brandon ain't happy to have a quarterback that's going to constantly feed him like Alex Mahomes. Oh, 4th and goal, Alex on 4 runs, throws a knee through 2 defenders in the back of the end zone. That's a touchdown. 18-13, Blackout takes the lead again. You cannot tell me Alex does not play like Patrick Mahomes. That's why I call him Alex Mahomes. He throws the ball between 2 defenders, and Meek comes away with a great catch.
And the thing about it is, this was something that you saw in the beginning of the game, and now he goes back soon. Meek in that back of the end zone is dangerous. He has the height, he has the hands, he has the size to get these plays. So the defense got to see him before the ball is thrown. Once Alex is throwing that ball, it's all she wrote, because as soon as you saw him throw the ball, the defense had no way of stopping it from getting to Meek, and that is yet another touchdown by Meek. This offense is scoring, and this defense has no way of slowing them down.
Stevie gets the ball with a few passes to Mo in the gap for a nice game. Third down, Stevie's blitzed by Macho. Goes deep to Meek in the gap, knocked away by Kenny. If you look here, Swan is yelling as he believed he was open on the sideline, but he could have cut inside. This is why they got Kenny. Kenny's on defense for this reason, to make plays. They didn't just draft him because he was their friend or teammate. They drafted him because he's a playmaker, comes away with a big knockdown there. Great play by Kenny. 4th down, Stevie on 4 runs, throws the Meek in the gap, off target, incomplete. Turnover on downs. Nobody's open. This Blackout defense is able to make a stop.
Listen, I'm going to look at this play right here by Swan. He was open, but not for long, because you saw the defender step up and be in a vicinity to make to stop this play if thrown in that area. Twan, if you look in the inside, he has all this lane to run. There is no defender in the inside block, so he has to run inside. That would give him an easy target for Stevie to throw and some yards after the catch. So you cannot stay stationary, because that doesn't mean that it's going to be an easy throw for the quarterbacks to make. So you got to keep moving. You got to give him a target out there. He probably was open, but it wasn't enough. And because of that, they're not able to get anything else, and they turn over the ball.
Alex is blitzed by Pratt, who's blocked by Shaq. Alex throws the Mace in the gap. Now both Mace and Mo caught the ball at the same time, but Mace will fall with the ball in his hands. Ruled and catch by Mace. What do you think of the play?
First of all, we have an old rule when it comes to when the ball is catched by 2 players at the same time. It always says that when 2 players, one on the defense and one on the offense, if they both catch the ball simultaneously, the catch is ruled for the offense.
Was this a simultaneous catch?
Yeah, I believe it was. If you look here, both of them get their hands on it right at the same time. Some would say that, oh, Mo had the ball more than Mace or whatever. But if you look here, it looks like they both have the ball at the same time. And then it doesn't help the argument that as they fall, Mace falls with the ball. So it was ruled a catch from right then and there because they got it simultaneously. The Sharks didn't like that call. They were saying that it was supposed to go the other way, yada, yada, yada. But if you look, the rule stands with the offense whenever something like that happens.
And they got mad because they thought that Mace wasn't tagged, and they figured that the ball should not have been, Mace should have been able to run with the ball like he did.
Yeah.
And as you said, they both got their hands at the same time on the ball. So it's always going to go to the offensive player. Mace comes away with the ball, but the whistle was blown because it was giving credit to Mace because you can't strip the ball. Mace had the ball. It's just like in NBA, this would be labeled a jump ball. So in football, it goes to the offense because there is no jump ball in football. I think that was the right call made. Sharks went crazy thinking that it should have been an interception, but me and you both agreed that it was not. It was a good call. Third down. After a short pass, Alex on forward rush throws it up. No one is going to be there, and they're going to end up having to punt on fourth down. That is still a great stop by Sharks, but I think this is another interception that they should have had, and they didn't. But it's no harm, no foul. They're able to stop Blackout making a punt.
I mean, first of all, 3 interceptions that they were able to miss. That one I'm not going to kill them for because that was a close play. But this one, regardless of what happened, they were able to stay together and force the turnover. So again, that play didn't kill them. They were able to still get the ball back. Now they have a chance to score on offense.
Second down, Stevie throws in Mo in the gap, who runs in the gap for a nice game. But Mo gets flagged for cursing 15 yards back, says he was hit in the face on this play. What do you think of the play?
And looking at the play, slow motion, it looks like when Macho goes for the tag, it looks like he could have gotten his face as he was running or whatnot. You can see that it was clearly not intentional, but Mo reacts almost right away that he got hit in the face, and it throws him off the play. Yes, it happened. Yes, you talk to the ref after the play. Yes, I'm not saying that they shouldn't have seen it. They probably did, but didn't throw the flag because it didn't look like it was intentional. But at the end of the day, you can't lose yourself in the middle of a play like that. And that's exactly what he did, and he hurt his offense. Again, understand that you have to fight for a flag or whatnot, but don't lose yourself in the play because it's going to hurt you at the same time.
Players got to hold their composure.
Yes.
It was a quick play. It wasn't intentional. It happens. It's like sometimes you get blocked in the back, but it's not intentional. These guys are so revved up on their emotion. It's not anymore.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of guys do it. And again, you gotta hold your composure. At the end of the day, he did get hit. It probably did happen. But it happened fast, the ref missed it. And that does not excuse your cursing. The UFL is a disciplined league. We've had every team known to play in this league. So if everybody else had to deal with it, you have to deal with it. And this person cost his team 15 yards after him making a great play. So I'm not saying it did not happen. What I'm saying is sometimes it's part of the game. Basketball, you're gonna get dunked on. Yeah. Baseball, you might get a comeback from the pitching. Football, you're gonna get caught on. You're gonna get hit in the back. You're gonna get slapped in the face. If the ref sees you're gonna be flagged, but you still gotta hold your composure. That causes them a big 15 yards. Third down, Stevie on forward rush, throws deep to Twan in the back of the end zone. That ball is gonna be dropped. If you look here, he may have seen the contact will cause him to drop the ball. End of the day, it's still a drop.
After all of that happening, all of the things with Mo arguing about the play, whatever happened on defense, this was your time to catch a touchdown pass. Twan, wide open downfield. Blackout clearly make a mistake leaving him open. I believe that was Jay that left him open. And he does not catch this pass. First of all, he's standing right there in position to catch the ball. And then he falls before the catch of the ball comes to him. Why are you falling? Stay up and make the catch. The guy may be coming, it doesn't matter. You got to take the contact. But because he doesn't hold on to this ball, that is an opportunity. They could have left the game on the field. They could have left Blackout on the field on this play, but that ends up being a drop pass and a missed opportunity there.
Fourth down, Stevie scrambles with blocker from Pratt, throws a Meek in the gap. That's going to be dropped. That would have got him a first down. Ending the game, Blackout comes away with the win, 18-13. Tell me what you think of Blackout, and I'll talk about the Sharks. Go ahead.
And Blackout, they're able to hold this win. They could have lost this game. If Twan catches that touchdown, that's game over.
Yep.
So they got lucky on this one. And a lot of times, they keep the game close when they're supposed to put it away. I've seen them do it in the BQFL. I've seen them do it consistently, where they don't put games away, where they're playing around with their team.
They lost the championship to Don't Sleep because of that.
Yes, they gave that game away. And that's because they do not put games away when they have the opportunity. They're too talented for that. And guys on teams are going to sneak away with these wins if they're not paying attention. So they got lucky on one. Now, their offense played really well. Alex was really accurate. He almost threw a couple picks, but that didn't rattle him. He was able to find receivers, and I see that he's starting to like Brandon. I see that he's connected with him early. You didn't even hear Kenny in this game. Kenny's their A player, but you did not hear him in this game, and I think that they're comfortable with not hearing Kenny in the game. Kenny's, looking to play in the background, help out the defense, help them out whenever he can. But regardless of what, they were able to get the job done. It was enough for the win. They just got to watch out with not putting the game away when they need to.
Sharks are 0-2. I know they got injuries.
Yeah.
Got different things going on. And I respect the team to have a lot of talent. But you know what's crazy about that? I don't care about none of that. This team has too much talent to be losing the games that they're losing. I'm going to go through all the plays, and you can follow me on it. This team frustrates me. They're 0-2, and I'm going to show you how to give away games. We saw how they lost the first game of the season against the Gators.
Yeah.
So what? They gave up 40 points, and the Gators just played a game, couldn't even score. We're going to talk about that, even though that's embarrassing on its own. First drive, Blackout get. Mo drops the interception. What happens that drive? Blackout scores. Then you have this play right here. Meek misses the interception. What happens on that drive? Blackout scores. Then you have another play where Mo jumps the route. Mace gets his hand on it. Now Blackout doesn't score, but they run and clock when their Sharks are down. Then we get the Sharks making a stop and forcing them to punt. I just gave you 3 interceptions they should have had, a definite 2, if we don't count the one that Mo and Mace both caught. Let's get them to the last drive. Mo comes away with a huge play, but because he loses his composure because he got in the face, 15 yards back. That's a big play.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got Stevie throwing deep to Twan in the back of the end zone, right? Twan drops his ball. What happened early in the game, if you look at this? Twan is yelling because he believes he was open.
Yeah.
Well, Stevie comes to him, and he drops the ball for the touchdown. A lot of players feel that he got scared of the hit. Bottom line, I'm not in his head. All I know is the results. He dropped the ball. That was one of his problems on 99. He wasn't a number 1 because he was inconsistent with big catches.
Yeah.
And then what happens on 4th down? Stevie scrambles with great blocking from Brett. Throws to Meek, drops the ball, which would have got him the first down. Meek, a guy that I've killed in BQFL for not being consistent, being 50-50. These are all situations where they gave the game away. Don't tell me about the refs. Don't tell me about the other team. Look in the mirror and see what you're doing. I know teams going to say, oh, you're getting on them. You're hating on them. I'm not hating on them. I hate bad football. And this team has 3 coaches.
Yeah. 3.
The coaches are not just there to be on the sideline. The coaches are not there just to ego these guys or strip these guys on the head and pat them down. They're here to win games. And these mistakes is why you become 0-2. They allow Blackout to stay in the game when they could have had multiple interceptions and put them away. And even on the last drive, where they had an opportunity to win the game, They stalled themselves on their own drive. This is on the players. This is on the coaching. This is on the team. They got to stop the rah-rah, stop the us against the world, and focus on winning a football game. Because you're in a tough division, and the longer you keep this up, the further you go down, and you're going to have to face one of these top teams, and you lose an opportunity to get a bye. This is on the Sharks. They lost this game. Blackout played well, but Sharks had a way to win this game, even with their backup quarterback starting.
I mean, these are things that shows that when you get too emotional, when you're focused on one thing over another, it takes you out your game. They got to understand that. You see, Dre wasn't in this game. He's injured, but you see him going crazy with the refs potentially missing a call and his opinion
could have been a flag
or whatnot. Yes. At the end of the day, rather than arguing with the ref, Dre's supposed to be there, rallying the guys and keeping them focused.
Yes, sir.
Again, I'm not saying that you can't get mad that you miss a call or whatever. I understand that. But you can't lose your focus. You got to keep these guys in focus, and they did not do that. Because of that, they weren't able to make the plays that they were able to make. Now, am I a guy that would be upset if somebody hits me in the face in the middle of a play? Yes, it happens. But that doesn't mean that you lose focus in the middle of the play. You got to conserve yourself. You got to stay in control. And
right before you finish, what happened if we're both at work and I take a swing on you? You're going to swing back and lose your job too?
Exactly. Sometimes you just got to hold your composure. Why? Because retaliating can hurt you more than just staying quiet.
And we saw it.
Yeah. Now, again, somebody on the sideline got to be there to keep them focused. That's on Orlando. Orlando got to keep them focused. He got to step up and say, you know what? Y'all guys got to stay. Don't even worry about that. Let me worry about that. Y'all guys stay in the game. Somebody got to step up and do that. If it's not going to be Orlando, it got to be Dre if he's not playing. I've seen him take control of them getters when he was there. I've seen him be the heart and soul of that team. He got to do the same.
I've seen Mo do the same thing with the Lions.
Yes.
They got two guys who's leaders.
Yes. So these guys got to be there to do that. Again, we're human. But that doesn't mean that you can't keep your composure to win this game. Twan, he can't go crazy with his quarterback and then drop the ball later. You can't have Meek dropping interceptions and passes for first downs. You can't have that. That's not what they have you for. All of these things add up to a loss and adds up to them being 0-2 when things could have been different. This is a talented team. They have talent out the wazoo right now, but they got to put it together because it's not showing up on the record. So they just got to stay focused, and they got to win these games because they have the talent to do so.
Yeah, man, you said it great. I'm going to tell you the one person that helps the team win, the one person that could lead and calm the team down, Benny Akon. He did it for Rep City just last season. He's going to keep these guys calm. The question is, with guys like Drake, Mo, Ralph, Ed, guys with all these emotions and a little bit of craziness, and now they got Herbie. Are they going to be able to follow Akon, who is just coming off of a championship? Because if the coaches can't get done, and obviously these are several mistakes that we saw, that coaching has to be involved. They have to make moves. They have to calm their players down. So something has to happen. Or else this team's going to fall lower and lower and lower. You just saw Blackout win the game. You seen Grindtime win the game. You seen DG win the game. All them teams in their division. All right, we're going to wrap this one up. This Blackout coming all the way to win over the Sharks 18-13. We're going to wrap up the show. Hopefully y'all like it. Hopefully next week we'll be back in the studio, but Zoom has been going well. Makes things a lot easier.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, at the end of the day, we ask everybody to hold their composure. A lot of things got out of hand last week at the field. We just trying to have football, man. Listen, if you can't play discipline, you can't play within the rules, don't play. No disrespect, no love lost. But it's went through a lot. The season has been fun so far, seeing all these guys on all over the field, all over the teams, and anybody has an opportunity to win, especially with the curse rule. Anybody can win in this game.
Listen, this is
Let's just
probably,
enjoy.
yeah, I'm just going to say quick,
Right.
this is probably the most competition that we've had in this league in a while, because you have all of these A players shipping themselves around to different teams, you know, trying something new, and a lot of them are playing really well. We still haven't seen some yet, and we've seen some perform at a high caliber, earning their keep on that team. So it's really exciting to see all of these guys in different jerseys. You know, so we just want to see football. We just want to see how everything performs and comes together, because we're excited for the outcome. We're excited for to watch all these guys play, and we're fans of the game, as always. So at the end of the day, we just want to see guys stay in control and just play their game. That's all we want to see.
All right, y'all. Shout to y'all. We're going to talk to y'all later. We're going to wrap this up. On behalf of Real Tough Talk, I'm Stephen J. It's my partner over there, Ghost. We're going to see y'all guys next week on another episode of Real Tough Talk. We're out of here.